Hello everybody, my name is Benji and welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program, where last time we established, and by established I mean we stole, a whole bunch of land from the Dark Fog here on planet number 1, which has a total of not 1, not 2, but 7? 7? Last I counted it was 6. That means that they landed a 7th, not in between episodes. I'm sure that that was their last episode, but they have, without a shadow of a doubt, added more fog to this planet in recent times, because like I said, I have in fact counted them, and the last time that I counted the bases on this planet, it was 6, not 7. Now, our primary goal here is to reestablish and supplement our dying planets, aka our running out of iron planets area, with iron, copper, and magnets. Those are like the main thing. And then of course we can also do some copper magnets just to kind of help out as well. And the main thing that I really want to do here is iron and steel. So we've got ourselves some really good iron production. We've got twice as much here ready as we have on our home planet, which is going to be approximately 3 blue belts worth, which isn't a ton, but is also pretty good overall, especially given the fact that we did not have nearly this much on the home planet. The issue with this is the fact that we have to do a lot of routing. We need to route through 4 blue belts, which we'll probably be able to get more than 1 blue belt here, and more than 1 blue belt here, and more than 1 blue belt here, and that will cover our pure iron production. Then we're going to need to have ourselves some steel production, and we're also going to need to have ourselves some magnet production. So essentially what I'm doing here, in terms of magnets, I mean, magnets are magnets, and would it be nice to have a lot more magnets than anything else? Sure, but is it the end of the world? Oh, I also have these 2 iron nodes here. Okay, so these 3 can supply these 2. These 3 can probably supply 2 for steel. Also, yeah, no, these guys are not producing nearly enough power to be worth the very valuable space that they're occupying. Let's just check the power grid. Yeah, that's all connected, so that's nice. Check the power grid. That takes us all the way down to 200 megawatts. Don't know if that'll be enough. I can probably supplement with those later, but these guys were taking up way too much space for my comfort. So instead, we are going to have in their place foundation required. All right, fine. I'll place down foundations in a minute. There we go. That is 2 for magnets, which is going to give us probably the same amount, around 4 blue belts worth. And then, yeah, in terms of sorters, these are still using the default sorters. So I gotta upgrade all of those. And we'll see if that actually did exactly what I wanted it to. In fact, it looks like I'm I'm missing some. Alright, that's fine. We'll have to make a couple of runs back to the home planet to make sure that we can actually achieve this, but at the end of the day, that's not that big of a deal. I'm not super duper concerned about that. And then we're going to need to end up routing all of this into probably 2 or 3 interstellar logistics stations. I figure I can probably have one for iron and magnets, and then have another for steel and all of the copper things. So yeah, that takes care of the magnets and also takes care of the iron. Now we're going to want 2 of these bad boys for steel. which I think I can just put here, because I don't have to worry about where the current planetary logistics station here. Of course, I need foundations. That's fine. And then because of the fact that these are based off of yellow belts instead of being based off of green belts, I can actually just keep it as yellow belts and be perfectly fine. And then I'll just have to change the directionality of the belts themselves. And yeah, again, I stopped carrying the tier 1 inserters because I felt like they were pointless. Everything pretty much uses tier 2 at this point, except for smelting arrays, but I'm not really that concerned with that. So we can keep these all as yellow belts. And then just go on ahead and snip everything here. That way I actually have room for mining operations here, and we can route everything in later, and that'll all be perfectly fine. Take out that, take out that, take out that. Perfect. That takes care of our steel production. Again, we'll have to reverse the directionality of the belts. We'll have to reverse the directionality of these belts as well, in order to make sure that we have everything exactly as we'd like it. And now we can do copper, and we're not actually running out of copper all that bad on the home planet at the moment. So in order to help supplement the copper, I guess I could go on ahead and place enough to be ready to have copper being produced en masse on the planet. I mean, I may as well, right? May as well go on ahead and do that. Get rid of the logistics stations, get rid of the ammunition production, because we already have ammunition production on the planet. I placed one of them wrong. I placed the top one wrong. Man, I hate it when I do that. Because there's no Control Z in Dyson Sphere program, which I find very, very annoying. There's just Control, or no, there's not even Control Z. It's just Control C and Control V. In Factorio, there is also Control Z, which lets you undo something that you just did. And that is extremely nice. Too close to another wind turbine, don't care. Totally fine with that as is. And yeah, we have run out of materials, including apparently Tesla towers. Great! Oh, that's awesome! I love that. But yeah, that sort of sets up all of the infrastructure. Now I just need to do all of the routing. It gives you a little bit of a heads up tour rather than just a, hey, I did a thing tour, which I think is also extremely valuable for YouTube recording purposes, at the very least. Again, to recap, this iron, and this iron are going to come together for 4 blue belts, give or take, in order to have all of these. And then all of these are going to combine into 4 blue belts and route to a central station, probably somewhere around here. And then these 3 are going to make 4 blue belts in order to go into the magnets and go to the same interstellar logistics station here. And then the copper, I guess the steel can maybe go to that one as well, since it's just kind of going to be right here, and we'll just spaghettify it, and that'll be fine. And then the copper, and we'll also do some titanium processing as well, since we have these 2 titanium veins here, and this one. The copper and the titanium can go together in at work. And then what I'm also going to do, since it looks like we're going to have a bunch of free space up here, is I'm actually going to place down a planetary logistics station, also the coppers. And they will make 2 blue belts out of each other. Because of the fact that it looks like I've got a decent amount of space that's going to be resultant up here, I'm gonna have magnets and copper in interstellar logistics stations. I can also provide those as a local supply as well as a remote supply, which means that I will be able to place down one of these blueprints for copper magnets. I might wait to place it. Oh man, that would be nice. It worked! Oh my gosh, it worked! That's amazing! I was not expecting for that to work. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. And now I can just put this in here. Demand, supply. Very nice. And then, like I said, about here. And then minimum load of drones, vessel transport range. This is going to be iron, magnets, steel. Local supply, remote supply, local demand, all remote supply, of course. And then titanium can probably fit somewhere around here, so I'm just going to put this right next to the stone. And we're going to... Oh, it already copied the settings over. That's amazing. Go on ahead and put all of that together. And then copper, local supply, remote supply. Titanium, local demand, remote supply. And then this will also have copper magnets, local demand, remote supply. That way, this will supply the copper that goes up to here. And then the copper magnets will come back. And this will supply the magnets that go to here, and the copper magnets will come back. And then these two will supply the titanium, copper magnets, iron, and steel all across this system, which is just phenomenal. That is a really great little outline. Love that. All right, cool. I'm going to head home. I'm going to connect all the mines. I'm going to grab more belts first. Then I'm going to connect all the mines and connect all of the things that are currently missing stuff, and I will be back with you very, very shortly. See you soon. Finally! Oh my gosh, that took forever, as you can see by the fact that the Dark Fog Hive is literally on the verge of just punching my face in. We finally have everything on this planet ready to rock and roll. The only thing that I would like to have, possibly, also excuse my neighbor, you're probably gonna hear his car here in a minute. Actually, you know what, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna go set up titanium. Alright, titanium done, neighbor gone. Welcome back. This took a while. I've probably been here for about 2, maybe 3 hours, give or take. At least it certainly feels like it's been that long. It might not have actually been long in retrospect, but we do have everything that I can think of operational, ready, working, dealt with, and done. We'll go on ahead and take a quick brief tour through things. Up here we have some copper mining and titanium mining, which allows us to make with the copper and titanium some ammunition for our line of Gauss turrets that goes around the entirety of our quote-unquote wall, because there are no walls in this game. It is a quote-unquote wall. Actually, in addition to our quote-unquote wall, I need to make sure that I can upgrade all of my wall pieces. Make sure that we've got tier 2 belts along the entirety of the wall. In addition to the Gauss turrets surrounding the wall, we've got signal towers for our array of 15 missile turrets, which have a high priority for space, no priority for relay stations, and a balanced priority between low, air, and ground. They're all on the same network, so they all fire with one another in cooperation / in tandem. And we also have BABs loaded with attack drones and a couple of extra attack drones sporadically placed roughly alongside all of our signal towers, which I think is actually quite nice. And then we've also got ray receivers for power and all the good stuff. And geothermal for power as well, because our power grid is perfect. Love to see it. We've got some more iron mining spaced here, with some iron smelting here as well. Roughly 3 blue belts worth, but I don't feel like having a balancer, so we just have 4 non-saturated belts going in. Same thing with our magnets, which obviously we don't need a whole ton of, apparently. And then over here with the steel, we've got 16 steel per second being made here, because we've got 2 systems of 8 per second. They all use just tier 1 belts, this iron mine, and overflow iron from the magnet production. Going to go on ahead and add these guys, and then also add these guys in decreasing order of priority, which is super nice that you can sideload belts for priority. Then over here, we've got ourselves the copper mining and some more copper mining, which is not fully saturating the entirety of this, but that's all good. And then, of course, we also have the titanium. There's one other thing I'm going to go check real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, just wanted to check something IRL real quick there. Got slightly interrupted. But yeah, we were going on a tour of the whole place. So yeah, copper does all the copper things, steel does all the steel things, magnets do all the magnet things, iron does all the iron things, titanium does all the titanium things, and then it all goes back to our main planet, which is absolutely amazing. I love it a lot. Ironically enough, our steel foot is not the best, so... Or at the very least, our steel throughput via logistics vessels is not the best. So I might actually do this. I don't know how I feel about that, though, if I'm being honest. I don't know. It's an option. It's an option. We're about to get attacked by the Hive again, so I'd like to end this episode with an attack via the Hive. If I can, which I think I can. Probably can. Power grid is good and sustained. If we look at the planetary shielding, all of the critical infrastructure is more than covered. I am wondering if I should maybe take out some of these bases, just to kind of weaken the fog on the planet. Although I don't know if that's worth it, necessarily. I don't think it's worth it. I think we just leave it as is. We do have the option in the future, which I'm quite a fan of having options, to expand northward here, or southward, I suppose. North from our current orientation, south from a geological perspective. We have the ability to expand in this direction, as well as a little bit in this direction, in order to get some more copper, and also a little bit more iron. And maybe with those kinds of resources, we would, and with that kind of space, we would be able to... Yeah, that's not working. That is not working as I was hoping that it would. So that is gonna go away. We're not gonna do that. We have the ability to place down some other blueprints that I have here, like motors. We've got everything that we need for motors. Green motors, especially, would be one that I may be interested in doing here, because we've got an entire setup here for the copper magnets, and we can, of course, expand upon the copper magnets as well. But it may be fruitful to have some motor infrastructure on this planet as well, and then export the motors directly, just to kind of cut out the middleman and cut out some excess production that is required on the other primary homeworld planet. From this point, what we can do is we can go back to the homeworld itself, and we can actually get rid of all of the production that we had previously. Either that, or we can get supplement some of the production that we had with what we have here, because we do still have iron ore on the planet. What we'll probably end up doing is diverting everything to steel, because obviously these guys are saturated enough, or at the very least they're saturated to the point where the 10 logistic vessels can barely keep up. I cannot upgrade any more until purple science, so we're kind of stuck there for the moment. And that's okay overall. I think the main idea will probably be to set up more interstellar hubs on the homeworld, just because we don't have very consistent power production on this planet. You know what? Nah, we're gonna set up one more on this planet because we have the ability to. And what we're gonna do here is local supply, local demand, remote supply, do that, do this. Perfect. Because now, essentially, what this is going to do is it's going to make these guys trade a whole bunch, and then they are going to be able to send their own logistics vessels out into the interstellar void and be able to actually give us production at very, very nice values. Yeah, that makes sense that these are kind of... because they're not quite full belts, which is totally fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go on ahead and... yeah, I guess we can... nah, we can't wait for it, but yeah, we're gonna end with the Dark Fog Hive attack. So, as soon as we figure out where these guys are coming from, and watch them get demolished. Now we're gonna be able to go watch the fog get demolished. See you soon. Looks like it's just another attack of 5 vessels, and it looks like they are coming for the home planet, which I guess makes sense. They would prioritize the home planet. So yeah, I'll be back when they get here. It's gonna take a minute again. They were getting close. I don't want to miss this. So if we go a little longer, I think that's alright. Are they actually gonna make it to attack position? It looks like they are. They did! They made it to attack position. They're hitting us. Granted, I'm pretty sure they just hit the shield because I didn't actually see any, I didn't actually see any, like, damage reports come up or anything. It looks like they hit right here. None of the shields are saying anything specific. They're not saying that they got hit. Well, alright, yeah, no, they made it into attack position that time. That's certainly something. I don't really know how to feel about that fact of life. Also, hello. Energy shard. Chemical fuel obtained from dark fog debris. When providing energy to Icarus, its internal molecular stimulation mechanism can accelerate the speed of the replicator. So if I use that as fuel, I get faster replicator speeds? That's good for handcrafting, I guess. That's intriguing. I'm starting to get dark fog related enemy drops. That's actually really nice. Genuinely speaking, that is fantastic. But that is also going to be it for today. We have officially helped out our production. I went on ahead and already took out the steel production, or the iron production and everything else. So currently, as we speak, we are quite literally funneling all of the remaining iron on this planet all barely 200,000 of it. We are funneling every single piece of that straight into our, what's it called? Straight into our steel production on this planet. So, super duper happy about that. Definitely am not ever going to complain about that. Can't wait to continue along with everything in the very near future. And just gonna go on ahead and make some spaghetti here, because we need more logistics vessels going back and forth, especially for our steel. So I'm gonna go on ahead and put this as a steel remote demand as well. And then they need power, of course, to launch their vessels. Power. So yeah, remote demand of copper, copper magnets, and steel. Remote demand of iron ingots, magnets, and steel. And that should help us out on with our current levels of iron supply. At least I sure hope. We shall see in the near future. And now this is going to be a thing we deal with quite often. That's super nice. But yeah, next time we get to finally start moving on down the line into purple science, which pretty much only requires one thing that we need to make in excess, which is particle broadband. And then, of course, we're going to need more processors. So we will be visiting and finding some things on planet number 2. But like I said, and keep saying, that is going to be it for today. So thank you, everybody, so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, bien, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves a fantastic rest of your day. Get some sleep if you need to. Don't forget to stay hydrated. This video is in the bag, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later, y'all.